Happy holidays from Pause Unwind. Tonight, you step out to the terrace of a luxury lakeside chalet after a warm Thanksgiving gathering, surrounded by quiet firelight and the glow of autumn. As evening settles, you breathe, reflect, and drift toward a deep, peaceful rest. Before we begin, let's start with a gentle wind down. Take a slow, steady breath in. Hold it. Now slowly breathe out. Let your jaw soften. Relax your shoulders and let the muscles along your neck release. Let your eyes gently close. There's nothing to do and nowhere to be. Let's begin tonight's story. You've just finished a warm Thanksgiving gathering inside the luxury chalet. The long table is mostly cleared now. Candles burn low, their small flames bowing gently, as if offering thanks for the day. The door to the great room is half closed. People you love are tucked away in other corners of the chalet, chatting softly, rinsing plates, or settling into rest. The lively hum of the holiday has faded into an easy hush. You step onto the terrace, a folded blanket resting over your arm. Autumn air greets your skin, cool but not cold, touched with pine and faint wood smoke. Ahead, the fire pit glows in a steady ring of gold. Chairs face the lake like quiet companions who've been waiting for you. You settle into the nearest chair and draw the blanket around your shoulders. The cushion receives your weight. The wooden armrests are smooth and certain beneath your hands. Your body understands this ease, supported, steady, present. You breathe in the last traces of Thanksgiving, the warmth of roasted herbs, the sweetness of cinnamon and nutmeg that still lingers from dessert. You exhale a quiet sense of contentment. On the lake, the firelight paints a copper path across the water. It moves when the breeze moves, brightens when the flame lifts, softens when it settles. You hold your gaze on it, doing nothing at all. The stillness feels complete. You whisper a single goodnight to the recollections of the day, the meal, the people, the day itself, and let the silence answer. Beyond the terrace, the hillside slopes gently toward the water. Pines rise in quiet clusters, their needles catching faint moonlight. The trunks stand like old friends keeping watch, spaced just far enough apart that you can see the lake threading between them in long, silver bands. A light breeze slips through, reshaping the night into softer outlines and carrying the clean resin of pine down to you. Near the far bank, a pair of deer step from the shadows. They pause, listening, then lower their heads to drink. You can see the delicate motion of their necks, the ripple that spreads in small circles and breaks the reflection of the stars. Their presence turns the lake into a little sanctuary, unbothered, ordinary, and somehow remarkable all at once. Far across the water, a few warm dots of light glow from another chalet higher in the mountains. Tiny, steady beacons against the dark. They are so distant that they appear to hover, like lanterns set carefully among the trees. The sight anchors you in the greater landscape, the shores, the stretch of water between, and the quiet sky joining it all. You look up. The sky deepens from indigo along the horizon to velvet overhead, a slow gradient that hints at stars just beginning to gather. The first few are bright and sure. Then more arrive, almost shy, dots stitching space into a familiar pattern. You don't need to name a single one. You simply notice how their cool light balances the warm gold of the fire in front of you. The two meeting on the lake's surface and weaving a pattern that never quite repeats. Closer by, the flame hums in a gentle, low register. Its sound blends with the hush of the lake, the occasional whisper of grass at the terrace edge, the faint click of a settling stone. You feel the blanket at your collarbone, the soft fabric warming with your own heat. The chair invites you to lean back, and you do, letting your shoulders rest and your hands relax in your lap. The evening holds small movements that only appear when you are patient enough to see them. A firefly makes a slow orbit through the terrace light and then disappears into the dark, as if it were a thought that didn't need to stay. The deer lift their heads as one, water falling in pearls from their muzzles, then walk soundlessly along the bank and vanish behind the reeds. A tiny ripple travels across the lake, catches the firelight, and loses itself near the reeds. Everything is gentle, measured, and real. You let the scenery be what it is, resisting any urge to decorate it with more than it offers. The quiet is not empty. It is full of exactly enough. Time loosens around you. You rest in the simple balance of dark and light, warmth and cool, near and far. The world asks nothing of you. The world gives itself to you, calmly as it is. After a while, you rise and slip on a pair of soft shoes waiting by the terrace door. The stone path feels firm and evenly spaced beneath your feet, each step an easy measure of distance. You carry the blanket draped over your shoulders, not for need, but for comfort, and follow the path as it curves toward the water. The air near the lake carries layered scents. Pine sharpened by the cool, damp earth where the bank meets the water. A suggestion of wood smoke from the terrace, and the faint mineral tone that always seems to rise from calm water after dark. Lanterns line the short dock. Their glow pools at your feet and then stretches away like small golden petals on the surface, each one trembling as the lake rearranges itself into new patterns. You walk slowly, each step light and careful, the wood of the dock sturdy beneath you. The night sky is clear and open above, stars bright and patient. You pause near the end, where the lake seems to widen and the sounds from the shore fall away. Opposite you, the mountain lifts its dark shoulder, a steady shape you can feel even with your eyes half closed. You kneel, tuck the blanket around your shoulders, and let your fingers rest on the dock boards. They hold a whisper of warmth left by the day, a faint memory of sunlight stored in wood. Out beyond your toes, reflections shimmer gently. Points of light form loose patterns that move with the water's quiet rhythm, unrolling and rejoining like thin ribbons of brightness. You watch the lines gather, then drift apart. The movement makes sense to your eyes, even without a pattern to memorize. You think back on the evening, not the details, but the feeling. Voices mingling, warmth shared, the easy comfort of being among people you care about. You remember the rustle of napkins, the soft applause of laughter at the end of a story, the moment someone nudged a bowl a little closer so everyone could reach. None of it needs retelling now. The feeling is enough. It rests in you like the subtle weight of the blanket, an echo of companionship that doesn't require a sound to prove it's there. You dip your head, and a gentle chill brushes your face, carrying the faint sweetness of dry grass along the bank. A fish turns below the surface, leaving a small circle that widens and fades. The lantern light catches it for a second, and then the water becomes itself again. Quiet, uninsistent, endlessly willing to hold the night. When the breeze cools further, you stand and turn back toward the terrace. The boards give a familiar creak beneath your shoes, a soft answer to your steps. The lanterns guide you like a string of calm notes in a song, leading you toward the curve of the path and the glow waiting near the chairs. As you walk, you notice how the hillside gathers its shadows into folds, how the pines seem taller from this angle, how the lights across the lake are steady as ever. You recognize these small things without needing to hold them. Recognition itself becomes a kind of rest. The mind and the evening meeting, in the middle, and agreeing to be simple together. By the time you reach the terrace, the fire has settled to a low glow from its embers. You pause at the edge of light and take in the scene as a whole. The chairs, the curve of the railing, the sweep of lake and sky beyond. It all appears as if it had been arranged not for spectacle, but for comfort, so that whoever steps out might feel themselves included in the landscape rather than placed in front of it. You cover the embers with sand from the bin nearby. You drape the blanket across your shoulders and feel the weave of the fabric warm against your neck. The night holds steady. You return inside. You slide open the door and step into the great room. The chalet greets you with quiet warmth. The long fireplace draws a graceful line of light along the logs, flames moving in slow, even gestures. You close the door carefully, leaving the lake outside to continue its hush. You move toward the counter, where a mug waits beside the kettle. You fill it with hot water and let the chamomile bloom, steam curling upward in quiet spirals. The faint scent of citrus and honey drifts through the air. You take the mug to the sofa and settle into its soft cushions. The throws and shades of beige and burnt orange invite you to sink deeper. The rug beneath your feet muffles each small movement, wrapping the room in calm. You sip slowly. The tea is warm, soothing, and just sweet enough. You look toward the fireplace, watching the light flicker gently across the logs. The scent of wood and spice lingers softly, blending with the quiet hum of the chalet. You let your thoughts rest on the day, how the laughter, the meal, and the gentle company all led to this stillness. You finish the last sip and set the mug aside. Taking the iron tool, you nudge the logs so they settle deeper into the grate, ensuring the embers fade. The glow softens, turning from gold to deep amber, then to calm gray. You switch off the lamp, leaving the room bathed in the quiet silver of moonlight. You walk down the hall toward your room, guided by that gentle glow. The night feels cooler here, touched by stillness. You change into soft pajamas and notice the simple luxuries around you. The plush rug beneath your feet, the duvet turned down to invite you in, the faint scent of freshly laundered cotton in the air. You draw the covers back and slide beneath them. The mattress lifts to meet you. The pillow cradles your head. You allow your thoughts to grow lighter than dreams and softer than memory. Your body settles a little deeper. Your jaw slackens without thought. Your eyes, already closed, forget the idea of opening. The small lines of the day smooth out, and every muscle chooses ease. The last awareness you keep is simple and kind. You are warm and comfortable. Sleep arrives, and you drift into soft, effortless slumber.